Overseas friends especially inevitably ask me what it's like to drive a road train. So here's a little clip showing you what it's actually like to be at the wheel. Hope you enjoy it.
Well, here we are in the Kimberley where everything is big. Yeah. And that's not just a crock of. But let's have a look at what's behind the crock, which will tell you how big the crock is. Here's a quad road train. For those of you interested in trucks, this particular one's a Mack. It's got a Cummins engine in it and an 18-speed Mack gearbox, very, very similar to a Road Ranger. Not much difference, just a little bit in the split. The drivers will know what I mean. This girl's done about 750,000 Ks, and she's not very old. She does a lot of Ks. Why do we call it a quad? Because it's got 4 trailers. Now we're looking at it from the left-hand side at the moment, and these trailers tip to the right. They're actually stainless steel lined inside. Yep. You've got the prime mover up the front, and I suppose we should have mentioned that it is a tri-drive. You'll see it's got 3 driving axles there to support the weight. Okay, so if you like, there's a prime mover and a trailer, which is a semi if you like. Then we get back to the second trailer, and underneath that you'll see is what we call a dolly, and that supports the front of a trailer. And we call it a dolly because, well, it slips underneath. Don't ask any more. So that's the second trailer. Then we go back to the third trailer. Similar thing, another dolly there. And that's what we often know, the whole combination there is often known as a B double, if that just had a prime mover in front of it instead of a dolly under. Well, first off, of course, you've got a steering wheel. That's multi-adjustable. It's got to be for all sorts of different sized drivers. Up there you've got all switches for all sorts of things. CB radio, that radio contact, very important. Passenger seat with limited room. The Americans have never quite understood room in a truck, but they make them tough. Engle fridge. Well, you've got to have a fridge, haven't you? That keeps all our lunches and dinners and things cold. Air conditioning. And for the drivers, it's a maxi torque. As I mentioned, 18 speed. There it is there. Greetings. I'm Greg, and this is a bit of an introduction to road train driving up the top end of the Kimberley. This is what we call a quad. 4 trailers. It's a Mack prime mover. I'll take you outside shortly and let you have a look at it all. But suffice to say, it's 150 foot long, or what's that, about 53, 54 metres. And we're fully loaded at the moment, so that's 150 tonne. That's 65 tonne of prime mover and trailers, and 85 tonne or so of product. Anyhow, this is the office. Show you around. There's Erewhon, the luck dragon. Well, he goes everywhere with me, as you know. Just to keep everything safe on the road. Switches, panels, gear. Over there, the iPod. Couldn't do without that. Camera, could never do without that. And all sorts of instruments, etc. Power takeoffs, jake brakes, cruise controls. Oh yes, we'll use that. Trusty phone. We've got a satellite phone in here as well. Trailer brakes, very important in a countryside like this. And all the other instruments which tell us all that's going on. With manifold pressure, coolant in the engine oil, voltage.
Time for a buster rod to come around.
Revs. Of course we've got a CB radio, got it. And then axle temperatures over there. We've got 3 axles in this. This is what we call a tri-drive. Anyhow, back to the road. Northbound road train into Big Fees, about a kilometre away. Yeah, you should be clear to proceed northbound. There's a bit of
caution, mate.
Roger, thank you.
This is quite a long sequence. I've left it in on purpose. It's what's known as Maggie's jump up, the top end of the Kimberley, coming into the town of Wyndham, about 40 k's out of Wyndham. It's a heck of a jump up. It doesn't look like much on the video. It doesn't look particularly steep, but it gets to you. You're in an 18-speed gearbox like this. You're coming down basically to third low by the time you get to the final bit of a jump up. So it's a constant jump all the way down through the gearbox. You don't want to get it wrong right at the top. If you get it wrong, you'll stall, and with 150 tonne, you won't get it up over. You'll have the ignominy of waiting for a loader or something heavy to come and drag you up over the top. It's never happened to me, thank goodness, but there for the grace of God. In the wet, it can be very difficult as well. Sometimes you just can't get traction, and if you're not careful, it'll stop you there and you'll have to get towed up. So you're coming down really from 18 all the way down to the third low to get over. If you're not used to Road Ranger type gearboxes, they sort of make a whir and a click, and you can hear the air hissing, etc. I guess people who don't know wonder what on earth's going on, but it's all perfectly natural. So look, I'll let you go through the sequence. We get up the top and then gradually come back up through the gears. Some guys might choose to skip the half shifts and come on down, but I just prefer to go easy on the equipment and just slowly come on down. So if I'm coming down through the gearbox with a half split, I'll split it about till 15. I might let it lug down to 14 and a half, but you don't want to take any chances on this hill. This final little lug down to third here, I won't let it drop much below 16 because you just wouldn't want to miss the gear. You go straight into third and hope to goodness. If you did miss it, believe me, you'd be hunting for crawlers straight away. You wouldn't care how you got in, you'd go in, trust me. Get over the top, just start to gain speed slowly. At the top, just before we get to the top, we're doing about 18-19 kilometers an hour. So we've come down from 90 to 18, now we start to build it up. And as we start heading down the hill, eventually she'll get up to her legal limited speed of 90 k's, and you'll hear the Jake brake. That's the exhaust brake, a Jacob's brake, that we all call a Jake, or riding the Jake, as I start to come down the steep side of the hill. And then the road becomes very narrow and quite treacherous, and we all call up to tell each other that we're coming down fully loaded, and an unloaded road train might pull over a little bit onto the unsealed side and let us through. The whole climb up and down takes about almost 5 minutes, 4 minutes 50 seconds.
Inbound road train onto the narrow strip.
Well, there you go. At the wheel of a Mack quad 4-trailer road train up the top end of the Kimberley. Hope you've all enjoyed that, and it's shown you a little bit of what happens. See ya.